decided to have a quick look at the structure of a bacteria cell, because what I'm finding with my current group of students is that we've all looked at animal cells and plant cells but not put as much care as attention into bacteria cells. So bacteria cells are prokaryotes. This means that the pro is before and the karyote means nucleus. So these cells are kind of before nucleuses evolved. So the bacterial cell is a single cell, and bacteria are a single-celled organism. So they're prokaryotes or they're prokaryotic cells. And they look a bit like this, and they sometimes have a tail that helps them to move. This is just sometimes, so they don't have to have a tail. And that tail is called a flagella, and that helps with movement. Okay, so it's a single-celled organism. It can move around with its tail, sometimes called a flagella. It also has this holding everything inside. This is our cell membrane. And we know that cell membranes control what goes in and out of the cell. They also have around the cell membrane, again, different bacterial cells are different, but this around the cell membrane is a cell wall. But this is a different cell wall to a plant cell wall. So a plant cell wall adds structure and is quite rigid and is made of cellulose. The bacterial cell wall is not made of cellulose, so this is its cell wall. You don't need to know what it is made of, and they're all a little bit different depending on the different bacteria you're looking at, but it's not made of cellulose. The big difference, we've said no nucleus, is that instead of having DNA stored inside a nucleus, it has a piece of DNA, and this is something that you're often asked about. This piece of DNA is a single circular strand of DNA. So a single circular strand of DNA, and that's in replacement of the nucleus. So it has no true nucleus. It also has no chloroplasts, and it has no mitochondria. So chloroplasts, mitochondria, and the nucleus all have something in common, and that is that they all have their own membrane around them. And in the prokaryote, there are no organelles, so little bits inside the cell, that have a cell membrane, a membrane around them. So these are all membrane-bound organelles, and so the nucleus, the chloroplast, and the mitochondria, they've all got a membrane around them, and that's why we don't find them in bacteria. We do find, however, these little guys. These are the ribosomes, and they're essential in any cell because they synthesize proteins, and we need the proteins in order to make the rest of the bits inside the cell. So we do have ribosomes. So we do have a cell membrane. We do have ribosomes. We do have DNA, but it's a single circular strand. We sometimes have a flagella. We have a cell wall. We still have the jelly-like substance where all the chemical reactions take place. So this is the cytoplasm. We still have that. So this is chemical reactions. And actually all of the things that would happen inside the mitochondria and chloroplasts will happen just in this cytoplasm now. And then we also sometimes have some smaller bits of DNA. We don't have to have them. We can have one, we can have two, we can have three, we can have a few. And these smaller bits of DNA are called plasmids. And they have some more DNA on them. And we don't always have them, but we sometimes do. So here we've got bacteria. These are prokaryotes. They're single-celled organisms. They've got cytoplasm, they've got cell wall, they've got single circular strand of DNA, they've got ribosomes, they've got cell membrane, they've got plasmids, they may or may not have a flagella. They don't have any chloroplasts or any mitochondria. And you do need to know the structure of a bacteria cell as well as the structure of an animal and a plant cell.